Okay, welcome everybody once again to the Entrepreneur Power Hour. My name is Chris Peters, and I have Dada joining me today. I have Doug Doherty, and I have Rick Rodriguez. And the topic for today is false expectations appearing real, overcoming your fears. And Dada, I'd like you to start off today by telling us some ways that people out there who may be experiencing trepidation and fear can begin to overcome those obstacles within themselves and get to a more clear state of awareness and functioning in their minds.
What was the question again, sir?
Well, I wanted you to give some advice to people out there who may be experiencing fear in their life and who may be having trepidation when they're beginning a new project or having doubts about becoming entrepreneurial or advancing in any area of their life. Could you give some advice to some people watching?
Well, my technique is to meditate.
Okay.
And I find that's a kind of an umbrella technique that takes care of all fears in life. Because I practice meditation every day, twice a day, I've been doing that for the last 25 years. And I used to feel very anxious before I started meditating. And, you know, over those 25 years, I've gradually, reduced that. It's well, not gradually. I mean, it happened quite markedly when I first started meditating. But definitely, when you meditate every day and you make it part of your lifestyle, then you get to a point where you're feeling oneness with everyone more and more and more. You feel more connected. So the reason why we feel depressed and we feel anxious and we feel fearful is because we feel isolated. We feel separate. So the less that we can feel separate, the more we can feel, one, together as part of a wider, a greater whole, as part of a greater being, a greater state of existence, then automatically the less fear we will have.
Wow. So what are some benefits you've noticed in your own life from practicing meditation for 25 years? I mean, what are some of the positive health aspects you've experienced as a result of practicing that for as long as you have?
All sorts of things. Right from better health, less stress, less, and it also goes with the lifestyle as well, because I'm a vegetarian and all these things that also help the health. And then mental things like, greater confidence, concentration, awareness, memory, and a greater sense of love and happiness within oneself. So these are all things that you can do if you just take some time every day just to close your eyes, look within yourself, because meditation is not about anybody telling you what to believe. We've had enough of that.
Yes.
So it's all about you. It's all about taking the time to close your eyes, look within yourself, and see what you can find. And in my experience and in the experience of yogis for thousands of years, what you find is a great sense of connection to a greater self, which is also you. It's your deeper self. The more you can connect with your deeper sense of self within yourself, the greater your sense of happiness and contentment, and the less your sense of fear and anxiety and all those negative things.
Wow.
So, it's a great thing that you can do, and it's so simple, it's so easy. You just need to take the time to do it.
I agree. Yeah. Wow. So, Rick and Doug, you have anything you'd like to add to this?
Sure.
Go ahead, Rick.
I can add. We're going to talk, Doug? I'm sorry, I was taking myself off mute.
We can all talk, as long as we take turns. It's a free-flowing discussion, so go ahead, guys.
Go ahead, Rick.
I was really excited. I just met Dada, so I'm just getting to know him. I met him a few minutes ago, actually, for the first time, and I find that what he says is one of the coolest things I've heard anyone say in a long time, because he's right on the money, if you ask me. Now, I am a conscious meditator, let's say. I live on a farm in Hawaii, and I'm a surfer. So my meditations aren't as, just like he says, you can't tell anyone how to think. It's not to teach you how to think. My meditations are more conscious and different than probably what the yogis and the Sufis have been doing for thousands of years, like Dada does. But definitely, as I look into myself, and through surfing, through being grounded here in Hawaii and working with the earth and the plants and the energies here, the Pele energy or whatever you want to call it, I find that my life should be a meditation. And I think it's good, like what he said, that that you should take time to reflect every day within yourself, and I definitely do that. But it's not like a traditional meditation, because I've been a martial artist since I was like 12 years old, and I learned all these different breathing techniques, and I didn't realize how I was like storing my chi and regulating my strength and my energy. And everybody says, oh, you have so much energy. Yes, I do, because I just discovered that I learned all these different methods of breathing from like 12 different teachers, and I use them in surfing and planting and my daily life. So, but I like what Dada said, in that, like, it's so cool to take time to reflect, I mean, and just relax, and what he said too about when you feel one with everyone and everything, the fear starts to go away, if you have any, of anything. It's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, Dada. That was very, very profound what you said, and so much truth at one time.
Yes, indeed.
I've just been relaying what I've been taught. These are universal truths that I've been taught. And these are things that have been developed over thousands of years. That we have to get back to connecting with ourselves as well as with the world. And the more we connect with ourselves, the more we can connect with others as well.
Wow. Doug, you got anything you want to add, man? Oh, go ahead, Dada. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Whoever.
I've been listening to both Rick and Dada, and I agree, because for me, I'm being Christian. My connection is with God, and being as by our beliefs, everything is created by God, and everything has a piece of God in it. So when you connect when you take the time to accept peace, and try to be more at one with your surroundings and others around you, you get that, and you connect with that spark that we all have a little more deeply. Now, again, when I do it, it's praying, but instead of meditating. But it still comes to the same thing. And don't get me wrong, I can go out and I can sit. Probably the most peacul connection I ever had with nature is sitting on a beach late at night, just listening to the waves roll in. I mean, I can't say I've ever found more peace than just that. Just sitting there and enjoying the sound, close my eyes and listen to the waves roll up on the shore, and you can just let your problems melt away,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all
I
I got.
agree. Yeah, no, it's actually one of the main reasons that I enjoy Serenity so much, is because I find that when I'm alone and I'm just in my element, that I can really concentrate on, thinking about things I need to think about, taking care of things I need to take care of, and being out and one with nature is so liberating, because you forget about all that stuff running through your head throughout the day that you got to get done. You got to rush to do this, or you got to do this. Hi, welcome, David H. Paul. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, and you got so much to go on throughout the day that's bombarding your conscious awareness, and you have so many things that are constantly charging at you, and your thoughts are running wild all the time. So it's very difficult to get a sense of peace and tranquility sometimes, especially if you have a heavy workload or you've got a big family. You know, if you've got children and you got to cook and clean and look after kids and you got to get them to school, take them to soccer practice, you know, it gets pretty hard to just sit down at the end of the day and go, whoa, you know, like, leave me alone for 5 minutes, you know. I mean, with a family and stuff like that, it must be really difficult for some people to find that time to relax and practice meditation like Dada was talking about. And David H. Paul, welcome to the Entrepreneur Power Hour. We're just talking about false expectations appearing real and overcoming your fears in ways ways that you can do that when you're facing trepidation or apprehension about doing certain things. So I'm interested to hear from you, David, what your thoughts are on that.
Well, first I just want to say I was listening in and watching in.
Cool, thank you.
And I got a chance to, Dada, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Oh, likewise.
I am, I'm already a fan. But more than that, there's a common truth there. I've used meditation, you know, really quite a lot. And like, you know, there's a different flavor for, you know, for all of us, and we have to find our way with that. And we've had a lot of great teachers, and you know, false evidence appearing real, fear. One of my teachers told me, really there are two emotions in life, and I like to put them up on a scale. And I like to pretend there's a stick here. And there are really two main emotions. There's fear and there's love. And when I'm on the fear end of the stick, and I choose to most of my day is focused on the fear end of the stick, which is oftentimes, you know, related to that kind of craziness of life, going through day-to-day life without having really any awareness of what I'm doing. I'm kind of on autopilot, you know. And for most of us, autopilot means I'm operating on a paradigm, or I'm operating on a set of beliefs that I was born into and raised into. You know, that age 1 to 5 range, we have, so, you know, for most of us, you know, what our parents taught us maybe wasn't the best stuff, you know.
That's right, yeah.
Get on that treadmill and go like hell, right? And what happens is a lot of times when we stop and just find ourselves at peace, whether that be at 4 a.m. because that's the only time I have, whether that be at 9 p.m. because that's the only time I have, maybe because I get awakened in the middle of the night for no reason. But, you know, when I can find myself just being, which is what meditation does. It helps us to just peel away all of that stuff, just to let it go and to be at peace.
Yep.
When I find myself just getting to that place of peace, I realize I'm making it all up. Everything. Not some things, every darn thing. I'm making this all up. Well, if that's the case, if that's the truth of who I am, that, you know, that this piece of me that came into this earth suit, you know, and is running my show, whether, you know, really running my, you know, is breathing me. If that piece of me that's eternal is, you know, comes into this earth suit and is going to leave this earth suit, you know, well, that must mean that, oh my gosh, you know, that makes me a very powerful creator.
Yes.
I'm probably paraphrasing and not giving as much detail as I'd like to, but that's okay.
That's okay.
What I wanted to get to here regarding this stick, regarding the fear end and the love end, is that's a choice.
Yes.
You know, and so oftentimes we get going in the rat race of life. We get going and doing our very best as dads and as partners and as business owners and as friends and as all these roles that we play, and we sometimes get what gets lost in that mess, or the mess of life, if you will, is that I am.
Yes. Yes.
Without the job, without the family, without the soccer games, without and so I ask myself this question a lot when I'm going through my day. And I start my day with a meditation, whether it be with Deepak Chopra or Dada or or Dr. Wayne Dyer, or I start my day with a meditation, and the goal of the meditation is really simple. Get here now. Get present. Be.
Wow.
Just be. And if just be lasts for 2 minutes, I'm 2 minutes ahead of the game. If I can hold just being 20 minutes, I'm a superhero. Right? I mean, that's something, right? Now, like for Rick has built meditation, has built being present into a way of life. And it's so much more. Isn't that amazing? Because one of my teachers says this. They say, you got to know what you don't want. Just don't make a lifestyle out of it.
Yeah.
Right? And see, when we can make a lifestyle out of all the stuff we don't want. And we all know we've been there. You can raise your hand. Yeah, right? Yeah, okay. Both of them, right? I can throw my feet up in there too, right? You darn right. I know exactly how to live a crazy, chaotic, unproductive, and then wonder what the hell's wrong with this world that I can't make this thing work.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy. Saying, you got one finger pointed out, right? You got three more pointing back at yourself.
That's right. That's right.
So, but I always come to this part. Is it a fear thing or is it a love thing? And so I try to carve out times, in the progress of my day, and stop myself and just be an observer, be an explorer into what's going on here, and kind of try to look at my life or look at my circumstances, maybe from like a 500-foot view.
Yeah.
Right. And take a look. Yeah. So now, whoa, check that out. That response right there to that child that just wanted a hug. Well, go get your chores done. Interesting. Is that a fear? Is that on the fear end of the stick, or is that on the love end of the stick? Because false evidence appearing real. And what does that mean? It means that the truth of who we are has nothing to do with fear.
No.
The truth of who we are is pure, positive emotion, pure positive energy.
Yes.
That's what came with us. That's what gives us life into this earth suit. That's what's going to leave this earth suit and leave this earth suit and make it into dust.
Yeah. I agree. Wow.
So just wanted to throw that at you guys and see what you thought.
No, that's awesome. Wow. You guys want to brainstorm this now? David just blew my brains all over the room here.
Wow. That's awesome. Yes,
Holy
I love it. Yes, thank you for that. So good, man.
Brilliant people here today. Go ahead, Rick. Yeah.
Hey, Rick, just one moment. Hey, Chris.
Yo.
I need to tell you something.
Go ahead,
and I want to make sure this is on recording.
Yeah, it's live.
I remember when I first came into knowing who you were. I remember you on a few calls from a different program, and that's all I'm going to say. I don't.
No, that's fine.
Right? I remember you were on a few calls, and they were really cool calls. It was a personal development thing, a personal development call. And you guys, what I loved about you at that time was you were unabashedly, this is who I am. You don't like it?
Still that way.
Right here. You don't like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And But here's what's been really interesting. I watched that, and man, every time you turned around, you questioned and questioned and questioned and questioned. Hey, I don't know if I buy that. You know,
That's
hey,
right.
explain it some more to me. Hey, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't fit with my experience. Hey,
That's
why
right.
is it? I heard this a lot. Why is it? And you were the first one raising your hand, you know, saying, hey, 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 I'm going to get your attention, whether you like it, and because you were hell bent on learning more.
That's right.
Hell bent. And that was very
Yes.
interesting to me, and I
Thank
was
you.
watching this, you know, and so that was, good Lord, Chris, it must have been 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, it was back in
It was
2010. Yeah.
exactly when
Yeah.
you first kind of got going with that personal development piece to your entrepreneurial puzzle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we kind of lost track, and we've come back together, and I've been watching a few of these
Yes.
episodes, and I've been
Thank you.
you know, we're a part of the
Pay me what I'm worth.
yeah,
Yep.
with Team Seekers, Marcia Sortino's group.
What a great course.
We're just scratching the surface right now, and we're already
I know.
excited, right?
I
And
know.
here's why. Here's why. Inside of ourselves, we see that what we're doing with that course is getting us to the love end of the stick,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But here's what I've seen in you. I've seen you grow into the person that can now lead that rebel without a cause, because you're a rebel with a cause.
Oh, I am. You better
Yeah,
believe it.
yeah,
Yep.
what I've seen is I've seen a lack of confidence, a lot of that. I'm pointing the finger out here in the world. It's the world's problem. It's the
Mhm.
world's fault too. You know what? I take personal responsibility.
Yes, I
That's
do.
what that's the
Yes.
shift I've seen in you, is that you take 100% responsibility for everything you create.
Yes, I do. Yes, I
And
do.
there's no better gift to give the
Thank
world.
you.
No better gift.
Thank-
And so I bow to you.
Thank you. I bow to you.
I-
Kind
I-
words. Thank you,
yeah.
sir. Thank you.
So
That
Rick,
is-
take it away.
Yeah,
big
Rick,
brother.
go ahead, man. We need some. Bring your positive energy, bro. Go for it.
I wasn't saying anything. I was just having fun listening to you guys, to Donna and David and Mr. Doherty, to Doug, and I appreciate you guys coming on here. I mean, wow, incredible
Yeah.
wisdom and incredible knowledge when you get a bunch of people on there that are going through a lot of different things, you know.
Yeah, man.
David is so profound, you know.
Oh.
Like how he puts it, you know. I mean, I'm more of a like, all right, what's a you know, I get the fire hose out, and what's wrong with your guys? You know, and like that, you know. I mean, there's so many people here that are living the lifestyle. The lifestyle that I have is not, I don't know how to explain it. It's average here, you know, and in Hawaii, I mean, it isn't above average lifestyle. I mean, yes. The course that we're taking is really helping me. The pay me what I'm worth, and I'm going to tell you that it is very profound for me in that it's letting me be more introspective and I like everyone else, I've been through a lot too, you know, and I don't like to bring this up, but you guys know I've been hit by lightning twice, and I got hit by a surfboard in my right temple and had 52 stitches, so I've had my share of trauma, just like everyone else, you know, and so, you know, and recovering from something like that when you have a family, and I lost my job and my home and everything like that, and I was basically what a person would consider homeless, you know, but not to me. I mean, like Dada says, when you're one with the universe, that doesn't really matter, you know. So I found a place for my family to live for a year in Costa Rica, and where that we lived on like $200 a month or something like that, and we lived very well, by the way, you know. Now these days, these guys can't even fire up their cell phone for that, you know. But it's just in like these guys are saying, like, you know, it's all in how you perceive everything and be responsible for everything you create. Chris is, you know, but I started creating this reality when I was a small child, and it, like I had this dream, like sitting on this porch and having my own place and my family being around me when I was a kid. But I'm sorry that I got off the subject a little bit, but I wanted to say about
dude, this is free flowing. Keep it going.
I wanted to say about pay me what I'm worth is my family is already noticing the change in me. My son-in-law already has been telling me something's changing in the old man, okay? He probably doesn't say it like that, but he's a real polite Southern individual. No, I'm serious. He calls me sir, yes sir, and no sir, okay? He's very polite, very, very very understanding and sensitive individual. And he told
Cool.
my wife. He didn't tell me. He went and told my wife. I was in Kona surfing yesterday. Yes, and and I would be surfing now, but I'm on the show, dude. Anyways,
Thank you.
then I'm going to get the brakes for my car, and then I'm going surfing because it's by the surf break. What?
Yeah.
Anyways, oh, I gotta get my meditation, and you heard Dada. You know, I'm gonna close my eyes when I get in the tube, okay, Dada? Now think about you.
Yeah. Right on.
But anyways, my family's starting to notice a difference because this is my heart chakra's opening.
Yes.
And the people that are staying with us, like the one of the younger individuals, I watched him do a performance, and he was able to tell 1,000 people that he loved them. I'm going around telling people that I love them now. People that I do love and that I care about. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it before, dude. I couldn't do it. I just see, I'm still choking up. But I'm able to do it. You know how much that is to me? I mean, just your family and then other people that I surf with. I surf with a lot of people. I interact with a lot of people. They're seeing it too. And in a short amount of time. So it's powerful stuff, is what I'm saying. It's very powerful. I mean, you guys will see. I'm changing for the better, and I'm really excited.
I think you need to come out of your shell a little bit there, Rick.
There's some sarcasm from Doug. He says you need to come out of your shell a little bit.
I know, right? He's right. Yes, thank you. I know. I agree with you, sir.
Yeah.
And have a little laughter meditation on that.
Yeah. As I was sitting here, I was reading one of the posts that David put up on our Pay Me What I'm Worth group, and one of the things he talked about here was how he chose to feel happy now.
Yes.
And I got a kick out of that because we either choose to be fearful or we choose to be not, whether it's happy or driven. I mean, you can pick your own adjective there, but it's still a choice.
Oh, yes.
And it's difficult not to be fearful sometimes. I mean, there's no doubt when you got a lot facing you. Personally, I'm not afraid to try anything. I never have been. I mean, in fact, I get myself in trouble that way sometimes. Jumping into things I probably shouldn't, but
that's all right.
But one of the things that I do know about me and I'm working on is I guess the fear that I have is that I can't stay focused enough to finish something. Not that I'm afraid of learning how to do it or of taking the steps to do it. It's fear of being distracted away from it before I get where I want to be with it.
Oh, yes.
And that's something I've been working on, and like anything else, it takes time and it takes dedication.
I agree.
So I'm not ready to give up. I'm hoping this class helps me with that a lot.
It will.
Can I present a secret?
Yeah, go ahead, David. Sure. Yeah, man.
Hey, Doug, this is for you. The secret to focus. By the way, been there, done that. Own the frickin' T-shirt. I can't count the number of jobs I've had. I ran out of fingers and toes. Can't count the number of MLMs I've been in. Ran out of fingers and toes. Can't count the number of entrepreneurial endeavors I've had. I've taken on. Ran out of fingers and toes again. And here was the one thing, and this is really, really important, and I want you to feel this. Okay? You gotta do what you love. If you're loving what you do right now, if hanging out with this group of people and learning what you feel like and contributing like you are right now, if that feels frickin' awesome, you're on the right track. And it becomes really, really, really easy to stay with stuff that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
That's the secret. Yes. Does it feel good? Or does it feel not so good? Which end of the stick?
Yeah.
That's the secret. That's the secret, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dada, you're awfully quiet over there. What are you thinking about this discussion so far? What's going through your mind?
I think he's picking up a stick right now.
Dada.
I love the way that he does it, dude. He's like, which end of the stick? I'm like, my mom used to hit me with that stick. It was oak, and it was about this big, and it didn't matter which end of the stick she had, dude. My butt would still be red. You know what I'm saying? Holy crap. This guy said, oh, that's right. Okay, the fear end or the love end. That's right. Okay, both ends were the fear end of that stick, and both ends were the love end, all right? But I
Yeah,
get what he's saying about how you perceive stuff, right? It's your perception. It's true. Like, I love to surf, and I love being around people that are inspiring like you guys and that are open enough to, like, share stuff. Like, I was cracking up when he was saying that, you know? It was so funny to me. And it wasn't, you know, he's being truthful, but he's still being happy about it, you know? But he's not saying, oh, crap. You know, I did this, I did this, I did this. Hey, we all did that, dude. You know, we all did it. Don't think I didn't. I did. I spent 25 years in an operating room. So what? It was close to a surf break. You know, and they knew it. They called me right on the schedule. It said surfer dude. You know, and they would close the blinds. I had binoculars. They'd close the blinds in the break room. When the blinds were closed, I knew, dude, it was on. The surf is up in Washington, right? I look over the bar. Oh my God, I got to get off. I'm done today. I tell him, you know. So when you do it you love, he's right. Even if you can, like, just sneak it in, sort of, like, I have my ukulele here. I love to play music and sing, you know, and it makes me feel comfortable. Like Henny Youngman. That's probably too. You guys, take my wife, please. He always had like a violin.
I remember Henny Youngman, yeah.
Yeah, he always had a violin on stage. He was carrying it. He never played it. You know, I was going to be like a new Henny Youngman, I think.
My daughter Katie just went out and bought a ukulele brand new from the local guitar shop, and she was so freaking excited. She literally bounced. She's going to be attending art school for the last 2 years of high school, this Minnesota School of the Arts, and so yeah, she's going to get to sing and songwrite like she's always wanted to do, you know. And as a dad who's all about, they call me the follow your bliss guy, by the way, guys. Yeah,
Yes.
that's one of my titles is David H. Paul, the follow your bliss guy. You know, because I absolutely, you know, I've been working on myself to the point where I can get to the place of being at peace with myself enough where doing what I love becomes easy, and making a living while I'm doing that becomes a second nature.
Yes.
It's only taken 10 years, but the best 10 years of my life.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is I'm watching my kids go, I like the way you do it, Dad. I'm going to do it the way you do it. Yeah, Mom, you know, not so much, because she's all cranked up and angry most of the time and frustrated and fed up and, you know, and blaming everybody. But you're like, it's all good. I'll take 100% responsibility for that. Yeah, cool. You know? And they're like, how do you do that? And I'm like, well, how do you not do that? It's interesting, but seeing, you know, when you start to see your kids change, that's when you go oh my God, there's nothing better. It's like the best tasting piece of papaya, right? Fresh out of the garden. Oh, right?
Yes, I had that for breakfast. That's what I had for breakfast. Oh, hey. He's psychic too, huh? And the bliss guy is psychic. I can feel that papaya energy, right? Where's Donna? Did we scare him away?
No, he might be having connection problems.
It looked like he was having connection problems. That guy is cool, man. I really like that.
He'll be back.
You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I love that
we're
the
all.
ukulele is there, Rick. I got a feeling we're going to get a song before we're done tonight.
Uh-oh.
And for you, Rick, what is it, about 11 a.m.?
Noon. Yes.
Noon.
Yes, sir. It's noon. Yeah, David.
Yeah, kind of thought so.
It's about lunchtime.
Yeah.
Got up, did my work. My pig had babies, piglets. seven of them. So I was out interacting with my pig this morning and all the little babies.
New members of the family. New members of the family.
Yeah,
Right
7
on.
more
Yeah.
pigs. You know, they're teeny. They're like I don't know, like little tiny guys and
That's
snorting
so
around.
cool,
And
man.
it's,
Are they're
around with us.
pot-belly pigs, right?
what's that?
They're
Hanging around
pot-belly
with us.
pigs, right?
No, I own a wild razorback sow, dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's a wild Hawaiian pig. That's not
I
no
believe
pot-belly
you. You
pig.
don't mess with them. Jesus.
That's right. That's my best friend right there. That's it. My wife has a sign out front, guarded hog on duty or something like that. You do
That's
not.
awesome.
You do not come in my yard, dude. If she doesn't know you, she just turns around, whoa, like that, and her hair stands up. She looks at you like,
Wow.
I wonder how I should take this guy down, the right leg or the left leg. Maybe I'll go up the
Now-
middle. You're not stopping her. They go like 30 miles an hour. So
Yeah,
I tried
they're
to outrun
fast.
her with a car. I tried to outrun her with the car one day, dude, and my driveway's sort of bumpy. She's like on the back bumper with her nose, like almost pushing me. What the hell? I'm going
Holy
25.
smackers.
Like trying to see, like, yeah, they run 30 miles an hour. Oh God, they do. They're interesting animals, and like you can learn a lot from the native. They've been here for thousands of years,
Oh, yeah.
so they could teach you about the soils here. You know, the trails. They eat certain things. They migrate when the fruit is riper down lower, and then as it ripens, as it goes up. We went to Kona yesterday. I was telling you guys, and we took Saddle Road over. I think we were up at 8,000 feet, like within an hour, and we could see the top of Mauna Kea and look down all on Kona like that on the other side of the island. Then we came back right. I wanted to bring my friends back like right at sunset so they could see the sun like going behind Maui. They got pictures of it. You'll probably see them on Facebook. It was like mystical.
Decent.
Like turning purple and orange and just amazing because we were up at like 8,000 feet at this sheep station, I guess, where they used to process sheep. I don't know. Like Hawaii's a trip, dude. Like Hawaii's a trip. So we had a really good day, and we spent the day on the beach. I went surfing and got sea urchin in my foot, and so I had a good time.
Yeah, it's
So
tough, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because, it like this life, like I told you guys, he said 25 years or something, 10 years. It took me like 57 years to create this dream. And I know it's an illusion. I know it's an illusion, guys. But I keep, fluffing it up and
Not an illusion when you're living, man.
Chris, remember the song "Lose Your Illusion"?
who sang that?
Oh.
You remember? You're ringing a bell. It was heavy metal.
I
Use Your
don't
Illusion
know
1
it.
and Use Your Illusion 2. They were albums. I can't remember what band. But
I'm
you know
gonna
what?
have to Google
You
it.
know what? You know what's really funny about that, Rick? It's all an illusion. You get to choose which one you're gonna experience, and you're
Yeah.
doing it. And the rest of us go, "Holy shit! This dude's got the magic."
Yeah, man. And then they wonder how
it's
the hell
different.
you're doing it, right?
It's a different flavor for all of us. It's a
Yeah,
different
that's
flavor
right.
for all of us. My illusion was always getting to a place where I could happily serve other people and
That's
get
right.
and have more than enough to live and more than enough to give.
Yes.
It was really that simple. Being able to be of service, being able to give some gifts, being able to continue to learn new and better ways to get at peace, and be able to give that away. Just be able to give it away,
Yeah.
And that's mine. But you know what? I'll bet you, Mr. Doherty over there's got a different idea. And
Yep.
you know what's really cool? His idea of what that bliss is as good as mine.
That's right.
Yours, your idea of what bliss is, what Chris's idea of bliss is totally different. But they're all valid and they're all true because we get to choose what's true and what's not.
That's right.
Yep.
Exactly.
We can also be miserable SOBs if we want. We get to choose.
Yep.
Yes,
That's
you do.
right.
What are you choosing today? Which end of the stick are you gonna get to? You're gonna choose today. And see, my love, what's love to me, dude, it's gonna be totally different than what's love to you. In a lot of cases, I mean, we have those basics, those basics like I want to feel cared about. I want to feel like what I'm doing, is important. I want to feel like what I'm doing, makes a difference for somebody else. Those are core values that all of us, when we really look at our lives, want. Nobody wants to you don't want to exit exit the earth suit without having, played your music.
Yeah. We all know who said that, or who says that all the time, don't we? We all know who that is.
That's exactly the reason I'm into the health business, because everybody needs to be healthy. It's rewarding if you can turn somebody on to something that'll help them.
Oh yes.
Oh God, there's nothing better. There's nothing better, and there's no better gift to give.
I figured out that it's taken me a while, like 57 years, but I figured out I'm in the love business. And like this lady came up to me. This lady came up to me yesterday. I'm walking down the street in Kona with a boogie board. I'm a 57-year-old man, and it's like she's like comes up to me, this hippie girl. She goes, "You're a child, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And right? And like she's looking at me, and she says, "Are you cultivating something?" And I said, "Yes, I am. Everywhere I go, I'm cultivating love." And they're like, "Holy crap!" I go, "I can talk hippie too, as bald as ass as I am, But then it's gone on me right there. I had my aha moment. That's the only thing I want to cultivate, and is love. And if it comes through a product, if it comes through a service to help people, that's so wonderful. And the way David puts it and Doug, they're so eloquent in the way they speak. I'm like this guy, like I feel like I'm riding on a horse. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm gonna spit some, my chewing tobacco out in a cup in a minute here. And then you guys get on there, and it's like, yes, that's why I'm in the health field, and all like that. I've been in the health. I was in the health field for 25 years, trying to help these people.
Rick, there's a difference. You were in the allopathic field, which is not healthy, and we all know that.
That's right. But we still save lives. When you get squished by a car, I'd go, man, you don't need technology, dude. There is room for it. Now, the pills and the drugs and the BS, no. For a pharmaceutical company, no, but I think 1 out of 50 people was a squished kid or something like that, or someone that actually needed the surgery. But the rest of them, you're right. Allopaths, you don't need that, bro. You need good nutrition, and you need love, and you need the attitude that these two have right here. That Doug and David have, and that you have. You got to be upbeat. They're smiling. They believe in what they're doing. Me, I'm out here surfing. Spreading the love.
Right on, man. That's so cool. That's so cool, man.
I've never met a guy over 50 that Rick that brings as much. Holy shit! As much energy, as much energy, pure, unadulterated, positive energy. Rick, I've just never. It's so infectious. It's why when you do a video, most of us stop what we're doing to go watch, even if it's like you're just beating around, giving it, rattling off a few ideas that happened today, and even if it's random, it's like we feel it. We go, oh yeah, I love his energy. Oh, thank you. And it's that again, which end of the stick, man?
Yeah.
It's the love end of the stick.
Yep.
Holy cow! What a gift. Yep. Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah. So
dude,
I accept
that.
Thank you.
Excited. That's what it counts. That's all it takes. Excited.
Doug's getting it now too.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind, one of the things Doug brings up a point though. You see, because underneath that, sometimes I remember this really clearly, and again, I don't mention other programs or other people, but I felt that.
It's okay. It's okay, David.
I don't. I just don't. But
I know, and it's probably
myself.
Good for professionalism. Yes, go ahead.
For a lot of those years, for a lot of those years of, attempting to, make big money and be a big success and all that stuff,
Yeah, I know, right?
I would watch a lot of people I would consider mentors, and I would see them get real pumped up and really excited, and I'd go, yeah, it's great for him, and he's full of shit.
That's right.
That's absolute
That's
bullshit.
right.
He didn't believe that.
That's right.
He's phony as the day is long. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. But here's why I thought that, guys. This is really important. I felt that way about other people because I felt that way about myself.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was phony. Because I thought I wasn't enough. Because I thought I wasn't worthy. I wasn't worthy.
Hey, yeah!
Because
Yes.
I thought there was no way in hell I could live up to that expectation. No freaking way I could.
Hey, Cream, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Keep going, David. Keep
All
going,
right.
David. Keep going. Keep going.
And it wasn't until I could get at peace and make this, sort out this false evidence appearing real and see it for what it really was,
Yes.
and be able to make choices about which end of the stick I was going to be on. Make
Yes,
choices that the shift happened inside of me where I realized I've only got one goal today. And it's so
Yes.
simple. I choose to feel good.
Yeah.
I choose
And
to feel good. If I'm not feeling good, well, what's going on? And I'm going to take it just real quick, and you guys can write this down. It's so simple. So simple. So it's so darn simple. I'm just going to take it. It's so simple. First thing. Oh, this doesn't feel good. Well, what's it feel like? All right. Now, since I'm not going to stay stuck in that, I got to ask myself, is it true? Is what I'm feeling true? Well, it may or may not be. It's just a feeling. And yeah, there's some circumstances that might back it up, but, might be true, might not be, right? It might not be true. Well, what the heck would feel better? Even if it's something simple, what would feel better? Taking a dump would feel better. Great, go do it. Go for a walk. Take a freaking nap. Whatever would feel better, just do it, right? Whatever comes up, just do it. Now, here's what's interesting was that, and if I'm really analytical and I really want to, kind of mind fuck myself, I can always go, well, is that true? Because is it true that all I have to do is feel better? Well, I don't know for sure if it's true or not. But you know what? It feels like it'd be better to just go take a freaking nap right now. It feels like it'd be better. It feels like it'd be better just to go take a dump right now. It feels like it'd be better just to go clean my glasses right now. It feels like it would be better just to sit here and do and be. Okay, it feels better. Well, if it feels better, I'm going to choose that because I want to feel good.
Yeah.
That's it. And when you string together
that's-
enough moments of just feeling good, what happens is your brain chemistry changes. When your brain chemistry changes, you start to look at those old beliefs and you go, wow, where'd that one come from? That's freaking crazy. I like this, how this feels better. And you naturally move in that direction. And it's all about this thing. It's all about this. I have a sense of who I am and what my worth is. And I learned how to say it. I learned how to mean it, and then all of a sudden I get it, and it wasn't even hard. It was easy and effortless.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Yes. And, I think the biggest thing I'm going to learn from all you guys, this includes Kareem and everybody else, is how to be in the moment and how to feel good when I may not be having a good day because I miss my wife because she's so far away, and when I'm feeling bogged down by that loneliness that I feel when she's not, because she's far away in another country and we're working hard to get her here, it's that anticipation I think that I struggle with of knowing that, hey, I really love this woman and she's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. She's the most beautiful soul I've ever experienced, and I look at it as it's not fair that she's not here with me now. I look at the universe and I go, okay, am I passing all your tests? I've changed so much as a person, and that's how I've attracted this wonderful person. Now, are you going to do your part and put us together? And that's what I need help with is that faith and that belief and that David's talking about and that Dada talked about and that Rick talks about and Kareem talks about. I think that's where I'm going to learn the most from all of you guys, is that faith that I need to have, because it's hard to keep that when she's so far away. But at the same time, you know, she messages me all the time, calls me all the time. You know, there's so much love between us. So that's really what I want to gain the most from this course and from all of you is faith and belief and believing in the universe, because it's hard for me at times. You know, I know about the law of attraction, I know about the law of success, balance, retribution, love, karma, all that stuff that Bob Proctor talks about, and Deepak Chopra. I know about all that, but how do I apply that to my life? Where does that fit in with me, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I want to learn from everybody, from this course, and from everybody who comes on the show, everybody who's here with us in our class. That's what I want to learn from people, from how they've achieved that. And because I know that my journey's only just begun as a person and as an entrepreneur, and that's why everybody who comes here says, well, you guys do such a great job and you guys are a team. I go, no, we're all a team. Everybody who's on this show is part of this. It's not just me and Kareem, it's everybody doing this together.
And before it's all done, we're all going to be family.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yes.
That's already
Yes.
a done deal.
That's how I feel.
Thanks, Kareem.
Yeah, I had a crazy thing talking about fear and the law of attraction. I had a crazy couple of days myself, but not to dwell on that because I don't want to. But sometimes, yeah, it's hard. You get scared when things aren't working the way you want them to work. And what I do is when something bad happens, I used to just blame it on the universes or God or whatever it is you guys believe is kind of being mean to me. It's not helping me out. It's working against me, instead of realizing it might just be opening a new door for me. It might just be opening a new opportunity. Like a couple reasons I was a bit late was because of something with my band and something with my job. So I'm trying to get those working and see what opportunities may be opening now that one is closing with my job and seeing what's going on with my band. So it's just a matter of looking at bad circumstances and saying, maybe it's trying to teach me something instead of dwelling on it.
Yes. Yes, and I have a really hard time with that sometimes, Kareem. And that's why I'm thankful for you, and I'm thankful for Rick, and I'm thankful for Doug, David, Dada, Marsha, and Sol, and Cindy Ashline, and everybody because I realize that, hey, you know what? We're all in this together. You know, we're all in this consciousness together. We all want the same things. That's why the universe brought us together. That's why this class brought us together. It's saying you guys are brilliant minds. All of you work together and make it happen for each and every one of you. Whatever you want, make it happen together. And I couldn't ask for a better group of people to be helping me with this. So thank you guys. I love you all so much. It's so great to know that you guys exist and that you're here for me and that you care. I mean, that's so good to know, because for a lot of years I didn't have anybody care as much. I mean, my mom's been great. Don't get me wrong. I got the most wonderful mom in the world. I got a great sister. I've got loving nieces. You know, and I've got some pretty good friends. I live with a guy I've known for 15 years. He's a pretty cool guy. But he's not taking the same journey I am, and sometimes it's hard for me because he's my best friend, and I want him to get personal development so he can get out of his funk that he's kind of in. But I realize I can't make anybody do this. I can't bring him on the Power Hour and go, hey man, you know, talk about your computer business, talk about Linux, talk about all the stuff you know that you're going to build a business with. He just doesn't seem to have the motivation. So it's tough for me to watch him. From what I can see, it's now, this is observation. I could be very wrong. He doesn't appear to have the motivation, and it's hurtful for me to see that because he's my best friend. And that's advice to anybody out there who's watching or anyone on the panel who may be dealing with a person like that. Just leave them be, because they've got to come to that lightning, so to speak. Like Rick's been hit by lightning, and now look at him. Look at him now. How powerful of a person he is. You know, that guy has energy. That guy could power a city by himself with that. And so, Rick, it was a blessing that you got hit by lightning, bro, because now look at how passionate you are about life. How
He's an
passionate
He
you
held
are
on to
about
some of that
everything.
energy, didn't he?
Hey, oh, yeah!
Don't,
Hey, I'll get off
don't.
my soapbox now. You guys go
Hey,
ahead. Thank
Hey,
you.
Chris,
Listening.
Great
let me
soapbox.
tell you, Chris, from the older guy here, or one
Sure,
of the older
Doug.
guys here, it's not easy to find people that are on the same journey.
That's right.
Believe me, especially if you've been in the MLM world for a while, and you've always chased people around trying to get them to join up, and everybody like kind of hides from you now. I'm sure everybody knows how that goes. But, half the time, people in your own family, they'll support you from a distance. Oh yeah, I'm all for you, but I don't want to hear about it. But a lot of times they don't understand that there's so much more out there that I get it all the time because I'm always searching. I'm always looking for something more. I'm always, and people say, "Why aren't you content?" Well, I am content. I'm a pretty happy guy. I always have been. But that doesn't mean that I'm ever going to stop searching. I mean, I always want the next thing that's just going to make it better,
Yeah.
And again, sometimes because of my ADD or whatever you want to call it, I'm a little scattered in that, and I'm always looking for something fast. But
Yes.
it doesn't matter. And my biggest joy in life, we touched about this earlier, finding something you do that you love. My biggest love is variety. It's finding anything that interests me. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. Now, would I love to find one thing that I could be happy, ecstatic with doing every day? I would love that. Just not in my makeup though. Mine is a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of that, and always trying to. Always checking out new things, and unfortunately, that does make it a little harder to find a career that I can just fall in love with and be happy just ecstatic going to work every day. That doesn't mean that I don't enjoy. If I'm working, I'm enjoying it most of the time. I like to work, But it's it's different for everybody. But finding people of like mind, believe me, matter of fact, I mentioned this to Rick the other day about wanting to do masterminding and getting together on some different things, and because I don't have anybody of like mind around. I have tons of friends, and I have loving family and friendships and church and everything else, but I don't have people that do what I want to do, which is the exploring and the growing and the success that I want to find.
No, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Well,
No, you do, bro. I mean, all of us, we're all together in this. I
have it. Okay.
Yeah, no, you do. It's all of us. I mean, man, look at David. I mean, wow, so profound what he tells us. And I was the same way. You guys think I'm different, right? I'm with all these surfers and everything. I didn't have anyone to relate to. I've been on the internet for 20 years and running around doing surfing, and I relate to what Doug says too, because I became a surgical technologist because I wanted to do different surgeries. I'm not going to work every day doing open heart surgery. I want to do cardiothoracic. I want to do plastics. I want to do general. I want to do gynecology, because it couldn't hold me down, So I know what he's saying, and I was satisfied with that for like 25 years until the allopathic bug, like it was hitting me in the head too much,
Evil doctors.
Yeah, that's right.
The doctors are not the fault.
It's the
pharmaceutical. It's the people. It's the people. It's the people not being educated enough about themselves. It's what it is, really.
I could give an 8-hour speech on that, guys. And
I bet you could.
When I tell you, I wouldn't miss a beat.
I bet. Yeah.
Oh, we got David started. Oh no.
Oh, you don't want to get me going on that, because we'll be here. We'll be here another 3 hours minimum. You don't want to get me going on that. No, but hey, Doug. Just a thought. first I got to take a poll.
Sure.
Anybody here in the mastermind not think that Doug is a really cool guy?
Doug's amazing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's cool.
I met
dude.
him through
Absolutely.
Kareem. I met him through
Yeah.
Kareem.
Look at the
Doug, do you know why? Here's what's interesting.
He's turning red.
Oh, good. But
I mean, Chris turned red last time.
just let that sink in, and you know, here's why, Doug. Though here's the magic, okay? And this might tie into, you might already be doing what you love, but you just don't realize it.
That's right.
And here it is. You're a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yes.
Yeah, but I call it a Joe of all trades because I
Joe
don't
of
know
all-
Jack.
Oh, good. Because you don't know Jack. I love it. And
Yeah.
and I can totally relate. Bring up a topic. I've got something to say about it. And because somebody else told me something, and for some reason it's stuck in this cookie. It's stuck up in here, you know. And it just came out right to me. You can do that. You do it magically. So consider this, Doug. I've got a mastermind course that I do where we literally take the 8 steps to mastermind consciousness that Andrew Carnegie handed down to Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon Hill couldn't publish it all in Think and Grow Rich. He couldn't get away with it because the Henry Fords of the world would have lynched him, and he knew it.
Cool.
Right? I got those 8 steps to mastermind consciousness, and I do a course based around those eight steps to mastermind
You
consciousness.
just cut out on me.
Oh, I just cut out. Uh-oh. For everybody?
No, you're going. I hear you.
I can hear him.
Yes.
You okay, Doug?
I lost you for a little while there.
Okay, are we back?
Yes, we hear you, sir.
All right. That gift of being able to relate to anybody
Yes.
is worth more than you can imagine.
Oh yeah.
And you know, this next week or so, when you dive into the Pay Me What I'm Worth curriculum, this next lesson, these next exercises, think about that Jack or Jim of all, whatever you want to call it. Think about that. I can relate to a lot of people because I'm interested in everything, you know, and I like variety. Liking variety is a massive gift.
Yes.
I totally agree.
It's a massive gift because you're like a people magnet. I mean, it's not an
Yeah.
average magnet. It sucks phones out of people's hands. It's powerful. You know,
Yes,
I mean,
Doug.
seriously, it gets
Yes.
people bouncing in their seats because they want to, you know, because you can relate to anybody. Good Lord, you have no idea, man. Like that, what an amazing gift that is. You just
And-
and it's going to blossom. God, I can't
And
wait
you
to
see-
see it.
David, I just want to add something to that. That is how I'm going to be able to learn from Doug because I have a hard time relating to certain people, which I'm working on as well. So that's another skill I'm going to be able to learn from Doug is how to just be more accepting and more tolerant of certain people that I may not have the same interests as or the same outlook on certain things, or especially when it comes to art and music. I'm very, very this way, and that's the way it is. You know, so and Kareem will know because we talk about music all the time.
Yeah.
But
I showed him a video
I-
last night. He wasn't exactly thrilled, but I get why. I can see why. But I think
hold on.
it's
Hold on, Kareem. And that's what I want to learn. Another thing I want to learn from all of you guys is the art of tolerance and the art of being able to understand why other people may be into certain things that I'm just like see no artistic validity in or meaning to, you know, because I'm a very meaningful, passionate person. If I'm into something, it's got to be passionate. It has to mean something, and it has to really hit me inside, you know. And I got to learn the art of accepting that other people may be satisfied with things that may not have such a deep emotional impact or a deep sense of meaning to me, but it may have that same connection with them. And I just wanted to add that in there. But go ahead, Kareem.
Thank
No,
you.
what I was going to say is I had the same problem in college and high school. When someone would like teach me something, I'd say, "Oh, I don't need to know that. I'm not going to be doing that as a job." And I found out that's really, and a lot of people do that. Like 99.9% of students, I know you guys have some kids in college or out of college. And then I used to be that one guy who's like, I don't need to learn this. It's not computer science. I don't need to learn this, this, and that. And then you find you're really limiting yourself because even if you're not going to make money necessarily from something, to learn different skills. And I decided I wanted to be, you know, the Socrates who like lifts and can play a couple instruments and speak another language. That way, when I can market myself, or I can help somebody market themselves, I have a lot of push and pull because I know different skills, I can present different skills. And it really comes down to also, like Chris was saying, sometimes I don't quite understand why someone believes something or someone does something, but if they're not going to hurt anybody or if they want to learn something or do something. I wasn't big on jazz music when I was learning guitar, but my instructor was. And he said, give it a chance. Listen to some of it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to do it, but at least give it a chance, learn a little bit. And I started developing an appreciation for some jazz, some pop stuff. Not to say like I listen to jazz all day or I listen to blues all day, but I started developing that maybe somebody when they're playing music or when they're doing karate or when they're doing network marketing or whatever they do, I don't know the story, I don't know the skills that they're trying to work on, and I am very slow at my approach to start judging people, even if they're a bad situation, because I don't know the circumstances necessarily they've been put in. The only thing I don't really appreciate is a bad attitude toward, like if somebody's poor, I'm not going to judge somebody for their income, but I will judge them on the basis, not being mean, but I will say if they have a bad attitude or a negative attitude towards money or relationships and they're having problems with these, to change their attitude and try and see what different results they can get.
That's discernment, not judgment.
Go ahead, Doug, sorry.
I said that's discernment, not judgment.
Discernment, yes, Kareem, discernment.
One of the things I found, and I actually got this from probably a Facebook video or something a couple of years ago, but when I find myself, you know, looking at people or on the street or somebody, you know, treats me in angry way or, you know, disrespectful way or something, just out running around, people rude, whatever. One time I saw a video where they were showing people just in different walks of life, like a waitress that was a little short-tempered or something, and then as she was walking away, they would have this little balloon pop up over her head, and in it would say she miscarried a child last night, you know, or something like that. And it's a real good way to, as soon as you have somebody that, you know, the first thing you think of is a judgment on them.
Yeah.
To have, just picture that little balloon above their head and think what different things could be in there, you know.
Yeah.
The guy that flips you off because you know, maybe he had to go around you in traffic or something, and he leans over and flips you off, you know, and you think, and that little bubble pops up over his head, and it's like, yeah, he got fired from his job today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a great little exercise, and
it is.
It's something you don't think about, but there's almost always some reason why people are less than kind or less than attentive, or, you know, whatever reason that's giving you trouble. And judging them, you know, how many times has somebody judged you on something that you think, man, if they only knew what I just went through.
Yes.
Yeah, and it always works both ends of that equation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it'll help you get to the happy end of the stick.
Yeah. There it is. There it is. You know, Doug, there's one job or one endeavor or one skill that is universal, I think, in humankind. And you know what that one skill is? Developing the skills necessary to be on the love end of the stick most of the time. It's the one universal skill. It's the one thing that a jack of or Jill or whoever of all, that somebody that loves variety, that's like it's like, well, the one thing for sure is the variety I attract is always good stuff.
Yes.
The variety I give out is always good stuff. The variety that comes into my life is always pretty good stuff. And even if it's not, I can look and I can go, I wonder what that person's been through. I wonder, I had this experience and I was like, God, that really offended me. I wonder, what they might be going through. I wonder, God, maybe they lost their job. Maybe their kid just got killed. I have no idea what they've been through. And what's really interesting? And this is just my perspective. What's really interesting is that if I stop and I really look at it, God doesn't see them as a bad person, even at their worst. So if I'm seeing them differently, that means I'm seeing them differently than God would see them.
That's right. Yeah, if you can see them through God's eyes,
interesting.
That changes the whole outlook.
It does, totally. Oh, somebody got something on the phone there.
I texted Kareem.
No,
oh.
Okay.
It's also really easy to catch yourself and slip into the other side.
Oh,
where,
hell yeah.
Where instead of seeing them as the what could be going wrong in their lives, it's like what are they after? How are they trying to take it?
Yeah.
It's more that
I have
same
an
stuff.
actual interesting story about that, real quick.
No, go ahead.
There's a story where a patient, actually it's the patient's father, walks up to a doctor and he says, "Is my son okay? You don't care about my son." And the doctor just looks and kind of smiles at him, says, "I'm working on him." And then he just runs to the nurse, and he's like, "He doesn't care about my son. He's not working on him. He's not doing the operate. He won't tell me anything." And the nurse breaks down into tears, and then he says, like, what's going on? He's like, "He just saved your son. He didn't want to tell you, like, what was going on. He didn't want to worry you, and he just had to go bury his." He's actually...
Oh.
So... and the point of that is not to be depressing on a fun show.
No.
But to give the point
Good analogy.
that sometimes people, and even me, like, I know I try and appear happy-go-lucky, but sometimes deep down, and even Chris will know, I'm a little bit upset about something. I think the key is to, whatever it is, divert your focus on something better or something more productive, and to not judge other people, like I was saying before, because you don't know what they're going through. Today, actually, when we were playing the show, I was really worried. My singer was having some issues, which I'm not going to go into, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something, a whole different world from what was happening. So not only did I get worried, I started like feeling that maybe I shouldn't be this guy who's like, "Why didn't you do this? Why weren't you able to make these commitments?" Sometimes people are having a rough time, and it's like Soul says, try and explore, but try not to analyze or judge so much, and I think you'll be okay.
Yes.
I'll tell you guys, it takes probably less effort, and certainly no more effort, to just to be kind to somebody that's in a bad place. To smile or say, "Hey, how you doing today?" or "Hey, I hope you feel better." I mean, that simple little thing, just acknowledging them will many times make their entire day.
Yes.
And it's so simple. I mean, it's just so simple.
Amen.
Yep. That's how it's done.
I like it.
Wow. Lots of insight here today. I love it. We got about 9 more minutes left before I'm going to close the show. So what else you guys want to chat about?
Hey, Chris.
Go ahead.
You brought something up earlier, and it's directly related to, how things are, with you and your wife being so far apart and all that.
Yes.
First, I just wanted to say I really felt what you were saying. And, it's really, really important to acknowledge those feelings, that feeling of, of being apart. It's important to acknowledge it. It's important to understand that. the opposite end of that stick,
Yeah.
end of that stick that I really want you to, I think would really help you, turn it into gleeful anticipation.
Yes.
Like it's the day before Christmas. So
Yeah.
when you see her and when she's communicating with you and when she's pouring out that love that she just does naturally, because that's who she is. What an amazing, beautiful woman. Oh my God, you're a lucky man. Gleeful
Thank you.
anticipation. How did I get so lucky? My gosh. And just think it's only gonna get better. Gleeful anticipation. I know it. That might be a reach for you. You know, that might be a reach.
Oh
right?
no, it's what I gotta do. Yes,
Yeah,
totally.
I mean, and sometimes ramping up to gleeful anticipation when you're feeling like, God damn, I've worked my ass off all this time and it's still not happening. She's busting her ass too. What the hell do we have to do, universe?
Yeah.
And the universe, seriously, the answer, gleeful anticipation.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think
That
that's
means a lot.
the best insight I've heard for a long time. Well, one
Thanks,
thing
guys.
I think is if you sit there and say, well, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? You can get stuck. The universe is like, well, it doesn't look at like what you're saying. It looks feeling. So if you're feeling bad all the time, like, oh man, I wish I had money. I wish I had money. You just change that around and I already do. Then maybe, just maybe, things will slowly start to change. And I think that's where people get tripped up. That's why I think this whole law of attraction, attracting things, manifestation doesn't work. Because people will sit there, and a lot of people do, and people will sit there
hello,
and
Patricia.
say,
Hi, how are you?
yeah, this is
Oh, hi.
Patricia, actually. I was looking for someone to help me with this show, and she's going to help me
Awesome.
out.
Help
So,
us?
but, yes.
Welcome, Patricia.
Hi guys, thank you.
Hey, yeah, you're welcome.
But just to finish that point, it's more how you feel towards what you're anticipating, and then that starts to actually happen. If I sit there and say I'm in bad health, chances are, most people say they're in bad health are in bad health. Most people who say money is tight are broke. So I know I'm going to get another job if I get in the mood set of I already have another job, or I already am playing the gigs I want to play. Just the feeling of that will bring that about. But yeah, Patricia,
Yes.
we're just discussing the topic was fear, but then we got off that, and now we're talking about like how to approach
You tend to do
difficult
that.
situations.
Yeah, we trail off all the time, man. That's the way it is. Free flowing.
Well, you can't stay on false evidence forever. Yeah,
No, you
This is
can't.
the type of mastermind. We're gonna move in that direction. You know.
You can stay on false evidence forever if it's reality TV or cops.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of like constantly negative news.
Oh,
Yeah.
CNN, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Constantly
a lot of
news.
See that circus or family circus cartoon where they send the kid off to go to grandpa's house to get something, and his path goes like this,
You know,
Yeah.
Kareem said that he, he's going to get a different job, or he quit his job, or he lost his job, whatever. It reminded me of a situation that one time, back when I was like in my 20s, we're doing open heart surgery, and it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, and I got fired from my job. Like, I don't remember the situation, but I got fired from my job. I jumped on my motorcycle. I drove downtown. I got picked up by the police, and I was thrown in jail. And by like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I was in jail for the whole weekend and doing Dada's meditation, right? Home, right? In jail. And talk about a reality shift, going from, being in an operating room suite, doing open heart surgery, to being in the county jail within 2 hours, not having a job, and not having, like they had made me, I got a phone call, you know what I mean? And they picked me up for driving with no baffles on my motorcycle. How you like that? So, and I realized that when all this was happening, that I wasn't doing the thing I was supposed to do where I was supposed to be doing it. And I just was too young and too ignorant to realize it. But I needed to get out of where I was. And this was certainly getting me out of there. So,
Okay, I got to ask. I'm stuck on. Did they fire you? Did they let you finish the surgery before they fired you?
You know what they do? They just come in and relieve you. They just get somebody to relieve you. Like surgery is a weird place. They'll just come in and say you're fired, and Kareem's coming in to relieve you. You know, I'm like, okay. They're just like, it's like a football game. You're out of here, dude. And someone else comes in and pinch hits. That's how it goes. I mean, that's how it goes. I did that.
That's the universe or God interfering and saying it's time for you to be somewhere else. Something was got to go
wrong. It's time for you to
wrong.
leave. And I learned about judgment in surgery too, because we do surgery on rich people, poor people, and stuff like that. And people would come in very, very traumatized. And after a while, I mean, you have to treat everyone the same, you know, and you can't treat like a person from the ghetto different than you can a multi-bazillionaire, you know, and they get the same treatment, everybody, consistent. So, you know, whether allopathic medicine, we know it's a sham, the majority of it. But on that note, too, like when you get run over and you crush your tibia or something like that and we reconstruct it, there might be a need for that, not unless you guys
There might be a need.
Unless you can reconstruct tibias at home, or if you can reconstruct a hand yourself, fine, go for it, dude.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
Stark built the Iron Man thing in a cave, so I'm gonna be like reconstructing. Come on.
But you know what I mean? That there's still a place for it. I mean, for me,
Yes.
but not
Yes,
the drugs and all the other crap. But you know, we save some.
You're right. Yeah, that's good, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, like you can work within the evil empire. You guys know because you do it. You do it, dude.
Yeah.
Don't you got cash in your wallet? Don't you got all that stuff? Doesn't it have the mark of the beast on it or some
It
crap?
does.
The evil eye or whatever. Hey, you got that. I know I saw you got that, Kareem. Anyway, on a positive note, I really love being on this show. And,
Thank you, sir.
and Kareem, I empathize what you're going through, man. I mean, I know it's going to be tough, but like we're behind you, dude. Like
Yeah,
I've
we
been
are,
through
man.
that crap before. What you're going through, you're gonna straighten it out, man. He's gonna
Yeah.
straighten it
Yeah,
out.
I'm sure I
So
will.
yeah,
I was
I mean,
getting worried.
good.
I was just like,
Honestly,
oh,
if I was as cool as him, like, yeah, I'm sure I will. You know, of course, yeah, right? And he's like all worried about it and stuff. I'm like, damn. If I was that cool, dude, what would I be worried about? You know? He's not. No,
Okay.
nah.
you
Yeah,
know,
I'm just giving you a hard time because you weren't on the show. No.
He's here now, though.
Yeah.
We handled
We
it.
missed you, dude. We're like, he must be wrapping up the set right now. Come on, dude. Yeah.
I did.
I appreciate it, guys. I love you guys.
Trouble.
Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, it's
I said
been
he's
crazy
in trouble.
day.
He was late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go to town and do my breaks and go surfing and stuff. So
Okay.
I have David's stick right here, and I'm on this
There it
end
is.
of it. And it's a pretty big stick, you know. It's a cane. I made it out of a guivy thing, but I'm on this end of the stick, dude.
You just
So be
stay on that love
careful.
end of the stick, man.
I'm on the love end of the stick, baby, and I'm handing it out. I'm
wanna
handing it
feel
out.
the vibration from
Bigger the
Minnesota.
stick, the
So
more happy there is, right?
Right
I'm
on.
doing it, baby.
Oh boy.
that's right.
Rick, the bigger the stick, the more happy end you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And there's a lot of happy end on this big stick, let me tell you.
Wow.
Right on.
We're gonna get marked for inappropriate content on YouTube.
No,
Yes.
we're not.
This is a cane I made out of guivy,
We
man.
were talking about the happy stick. Where's your mind at?
This is the happy
We're
stick
not
right
talking
here.
about that.
David,
Popcorn.
David taught us about the happy stick.
Yeah, Cream missed that. See what happens when you're late, Cream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I had to play in an abandoned house, which was like a skate park. I'm not lying.
Wow.
Cool.
It was
That
not
is
fun.
cool.
It was okay.
No?
Honestly,
Okay, guys,
the
I have
venue
to
was
go
okay.
too.
You gotta go, Doug?
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm still working on editing all of our stuff.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you so much for being here, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to edit this show.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is unscripted,
Yeah.
man. We couldn't edit it if we wanted to.
No,
That's
that would not
right.
go well.
Off the wall, man. That's the way it is, bro.
Yep. And poor Patricia, she's sitting down there like these guys are nuts. She's probably on mute and not listening, right?
Yeah, she probably just kicked back.
Who the
watching-
hell are these freaks? What did I
Yeah.
get myself into?
Hey, I'm normal. I wear
Nice
American
to meet you,
Eagle.
Patricia.
Nice to meet you,
Nice to meet you
Patricia.
too.
Yes.
There's not problem.
Yeah,
I
thanks
enjoy
for
listening
helping
all
out,
your
Patricia.
ideas.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
Thank you.
and Kareem,
very
I will
kind.
be with you later.
Okay,
All right,
guys.
I'll talk to you right after the show.
Yeah.
All right, brothers. Aloha. Thank you.
Aloha.
Take care, guys.
Aloha.
Okay.
Aloha.
Bye bye.
All right. I guess we will close out the show and thank everybody for coming. So this is this is Chris Peters, Kareem Mays. We had Rick Rodriguez on here. We had David Paul. We had there's David. Yeah, we're still going, David. We're just closing out the show.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks for being here, bro, and come back next week, please. We'd love to have you again.
With bells on, you bet.
Right on. Awesome,
All right.
bro. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Peace
All
be
right.
with you guys.
On.
Peace be with you. Take care, everybody.
Peace
Bye-bye.
be with you guys.